All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 1482, State of Texas versus Roland Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Hunter Morris for the state.
for the defense?
William Davidson.
All right, and are you Mr. Diaz?
I am.
All right, we're proceeding by video with this sentencing because of the pandemic. The court will note for the record that on May 3rd, the defendant entered his plea by video. Is there any objections with this sentencing proceeding by video? State?
None from the state judge.
Defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Diaz, any objections to the sentencing proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, according to the plea bargaining agreement, the state proceeding on the lesser included offense of robbery, punishment being assessed at a cap of 10 years. The state is silent on your applications for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Then the state is silent. Defense, you may proceed. Do you have any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. May I have my client, Roland Diaz, sworn in, please?
All right, Mr. Diaz, could you unmute yourself and raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, and if you could state your full name for the record, please.
Roland Diaz.
All right, defense.
Mr. Diaz, do you know why you're here today?
I do.
And this has to do with a robbery case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what store was this involved in?
A Dollar General, sir.
And to the best of your knowledge, were the items recovered?
They were.
And how old are you?
42.
And would you rather be on deferred adjudication, probation, or regular probation, or go to prison for this?
A deferred adjudication. I would not want to go to prison, sir.
Do you have a drug issue?
I was on methadone and I relapsed.
And where were you getting this methadone from?
A clinic right by Haven for Hope.
And this robbery, did it occur during the relapse?
It did.
And how do you feel about your actions on that day?
Actually, I'm sorry to everybody. I mean, it's not what I wanted. I was sick and I needed some money.
Now, if this judge puts you on probation and tells you to do weekly UAs or any kind of a treatment program, are you going to comply with that?
Yes.
And you understand that if you don't, you could be revoked and get the maximum on this, which is up to 20 years if you're on deferred adjudication. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
And knowing that, do you still want to apply for deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you want the judge to know? I've asked all the questions I can think of here.
I just want to say that I'm sorry to everybody, and I know that I can do this. I've got tons of work to do. You know, like I said, I'm sorry, and I just need a chance to prove myself to you, to everybody else, and to myself. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I thought about one more question that we went over. You have a job, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of work do you do?
I'm a painter.
Okay. Judge, other than questioning this witness, I don't have any more witnesses.
All right, I have a few questions. So this is your criminal history, Mr. Diaz. So December 13th, you committed theft, you did jail time. July 14th, 2014, you did jail time. And then you have this felony theft and you were placed on deferred adjudication. I'm sure at that time you told them that you were changing your ways. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you were given deferred adjudication for a theft, I'm sure you told that judge you were changing your ways.
I did. I was a lot younger then, naive.
So what's your, You're only 6 years younger. No, actually, yeah, you are only 6 years younger. So, yeah. So how often have you been using drugs?
For a good while, ma'am.
I don't understand what that means. I haven't been in your life. How often have you been using drugs?
For the last, I'm gonna say about 10 years, off and on. I was clean, sober for a while, good while,
What does
till
that
I
mean? Good
relapsed.
while. Again, I'm not in your life.
I was clean for 4 years until I relapsed.
All right. So here's the thing. Some people I can't give choices. I'm going to give you a choice. Either way, what happens today, you're not leaving custody. I can put you on probation, and I'm not going to give you deferred because deferred is usually for people who haven't been in trouble before. You have theft cases in your past. So here's your choice. I can give you regular probation. You're going to safety. You're staying in custody till they transport you to safety. Or I can send you to prison for 5 years. Which would you prefer? Do you want to discuss it with your attorney?
Please. Yes, ma'am.
Sure. All right. So remember, it's either 5 years in prison or you are going to safety. Sending you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
All right. Bill Davidson, on your client, Mr. Diaz, does he want to do prison or does he want to do treatment?
Your Honor, my client respectfully does want to do treatment, but he has been in there 7 months, and he's asking that he be released pending the bid.
No. He is staying in custody. Mr. Diaz, could you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You can either stay in custody to be transferred to inpatient treatment, or you can stay in custody to be transferred to prison. Here's the thing. Everybody who has a drug or alcohol problem, they want to write their own program. I can do outpatient. Let me do outpatient. I'm going to tell you what I've told people time and time again. If you could write your own program, guess what? You wouldn't have went to that store and you wouldn't have robbed it. You wouldn't have committed all those other thefts. Writing your own program is why you're at the Bexar County Jail right now. So you're old enough. How old are you?
42.
You're 42 years old. So either you want drug treatment, which is going to happen at safety, or either you want to go to prison for 5 years. And after you get out of prison for 5 years, you can try it on your own again.
Either safety.
Okay, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 1482. The court is finding you guilty. Court is sentencing you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Going to order that he go to safety, and it may end up being safety special needs, Rebecca. Take in consideration 2021 CR 1483. Refer to felony drug court upon release from safety. So I want him to actually go to safety, and then he can be interviewed for felony drug court. There's to be weekly reporting upon release from custody until further notice. And if he's accepted in felony drug court, then felony drug court may decide that they don't want him to do weekly reporting. But if not, he's going to do weekly reporting with probation. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits, random, 3 times per month. UA hotline, 200 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school, Mr. Diaz?
To the 10th.
I don't know, why are you dropping out of school?
I got expelled.
Why were you expelled?
Of skipping classes.
Why were you skipping classes? And why do I
Hey.
have to pull teeth and pluck a chicken? Just tell me why you did not complete school. You dropped out. You didn't go to school.
I
Why
dropped
were you
out.
not doing any of this?
I dropped out, ma'am.
All right, which gang
Expelled.
were you involved with?
I'm not a gang affiliate.
Okay, we're gonna see about that. All right, I'm gonna want gang supervision evaluation. And Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am, it looks like everything.
All right, Mr. Diaz, anything else that you need from this court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am. Thank
Mr. Diaz, from here on out, every decision you make, you need to ask yourself, is this something that could result in me going to prison for 10 years? Do you understand?
I do.
2023 CR 9063B, State of Texas versus Roland Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Your
Defense.
Honor, good morning, Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Diaz.
All right, are you Roland Diaz? All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes,
Did you understand in count one, you're charged with the offense of aggravated robbery? That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to plea, punishments to be assessed at 20 years in the prison. The state is proceeding on count one. There's an affirmative. Well, if I find that there is a deadly weapon, do you understand that the court will enter an affirmative finding of deadly weapon?
Sure.
The state will run this concurrent with 2021 CR 1482. Then to the offense as charged in count one, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I'm sorry?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
See it all proceeds to the one and all happens.
Any objection?
No objection, Judge.
States you may continue to confer. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, in the interest of justice.
All right, the court will find you guilty, sentence you to 20 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 1482. Take in consideration 2023 CR 9065A, 2023 CR 9064B, 2023 CR 906AA. There's to be no contact with Cornelia Childress or any cricket store. Anything else with regards to sentencing?
That would restrict the sentences.
All right, we're now going to proceed in 2021 CR 1482. Did you review the documents entitled, I need a person from the state? Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and Second Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Roland Diaz who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 1482 for the offense of robbery on June 2nd, 2021 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 21st day of October, 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Roland Diaz, committed the offense of aggravated robbery in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. Your Honor, the state waives all the violations.
Any objections to the state's waiver?
No, Judge.
All right, and on this one, I need a trial court certification.
I'll get you one, Judge.
All right, Mr. Diaz, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number one? I'm sorry? Court will find violation of condition number one true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, 10 years TDC.
Is that the agreement, counsel?
It is, Judge.
Mr. Diaz, are you asking the court to follow that plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the court will follow your plea. The court will grant the motion, revoke you, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with cause number 2023 CR 9063B. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Diaz, you're gonna have to start making better choices. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.